Did dinosaurs dance on Doggerland sandbanks as meteors rained like so much shaken pink champagne in the last days of the last great ice age? It's hard to say, and harder still to know what we could hope to have to show for all the knowing. Did the devil plant those bones in the bog muck, silt and loam, arranging dastardly creations out of mammals, birds, crustaceans? Did the angels cross blades in a celestial crusade, in a grim cavalcade, that mankind might escape relatively unscathed and emerge from ink and page to be much greater than an ape, to do much more than rape and rage? It's difficult to say. Whichever way you look at it, the story obscures the truth, the allegation trumps the proof, and we're left with nothing much to shout about. In terms of reasonable or unreasonable doubt, I'd rather have a reason to believe in an Eden to achieve than an evil to aggrieve with a frisson to reprieve. But that's little to bequeath. Did Atlantis really sink? Did the Black Death really stink? Did Icarus really fly? Did Walt Disney really die? Did Victorian London really suffer from smog? Did Hitler really love his dog? Did South Africa really work with Israel on mastering nuclear power? Did King Richard III really murder the two princes in the tower? Caught up in all the excitement in the citation of sources, made sticky from being passed through many hands, one may well declare indictment on the clash of opposing forces and the consequential flux of folk and lands. Yes, it's nice to think we could, and if we could, that we would be tempted to propose that through deduction one somehow, as opposed to just believing, knows. But it's impossible to say what really happened. That was What Really Happened. That's the fourth poem in the book. It's pretty self-explanatory, I think. It was written relatively late in the cycle, and it's one of relatively few poems in the book that doesn't have a really fixed structure, although it does employ a lot of rhyme and it is quite plain in language. I hadn't originally planned to read every poem from the book, as I did with the first book. When I did it with the first book, Mistaken for Art or Rubbish, I was painting this painting up here at the same time, and it took ages. The editing, the painting, the dragging myself out to the shed. This shed, as you can see, is a lot nicer than it was then. It's, you know, properly rendered, it's got a boiler in it, it's nice and dry, it's relatively warm, sometimes warmer than the house. But back then it was a sorrowful place, to be honest. But I decided the other day, as a way of putting the book to bed, or at least letting it rest, coming up to a year since it was published, I might as well just read everyone. I'm not going to memorise them all, some of them I know quite well anyway, or half know, but just read them all to the camera, upload them for posterity, so just in case anyone wants to see them, they're there. So in case you wondered what it was you were watching, that's what this is.